Okay, the day has arrived you've long waited for. Let's talk about coffee enemas. I know, I felt the exact same way. Even with just the idea of doing a regular enema, I was thinking, don't know if I'm really up for this. And then to move up to the next level of coffee. But I have to admit, the coffee enemas have made an amazing difference when I've done them consistently. Definitely better energy, just a huge happy lift of emotion. I know it's hard to believe. A lot of good benefits to it. But before we get too deep into this, let's talk about some of the coffees you can use. We drink and love Life Boost, and it also is, it's organic and it's third-party tested for mycotoxins and mold. So you guys know we're big on that. Another one is Purity Coffee, and it's the same thing. They have third-party testing for the mycotoxins. And also you can go on Amazon. Often when you do these coffee enemas, it's strongly recommended that you use green coffee beans. And there's one called S.A. Wilson Organic Enema Coffee. I know they'll do anything for marketing, right? But the green beans have the highest level of the palmitic acid, and that's the thing we really want to use. But all the coffees work, but you can look into the green one. And we want that acid particularly captured because that is what gets the liver to reduce and release the bile more effectively. So that's the big part. The other thing I don't want to forget to tell you, and this part's super, super important, do not use your coffee filter linings because that literally absorbs the palmitic acid, which we want to capture. So you're going to use mesh or a couple of layers of cheesecloth. So either option will work, and there's lots more detail about how to actually do the whole formula itself. We've got that attached in a PDF, and I won't go into that detail because that takes a little bit more, but I'll kind of give you some of the highlights. So one of the first things you want to do is to order your kit, which here we go again on Amazon. This is one that I like, to Mountain, Temontain. This is a really good one. I've been really happy with this. And basically you want stainless steel, okay? And you want that for the sterility of it. And you also want it because it can hold the heat, and it's just easy to clean. You know, it just is a great one. And you'll notice it has this little attachment here. And basically this is what the hose looks like. And I like this one too because the first round that I had a kit, I like this white clicker one for closing off and opening the water flow. But more recently, I've got one that has this yellow one that just turns again, swings with your fingers easily on and off. So the beauty of this one is it gives you both options so you could play with it and see which one you like. But it's super simple. You just take this end, and again, this is silicone, so nothing can, nothing's detrimental to your health of your colon. And then you just push this on. Okay, I haven't warmed it up or anything, but basically you're going to push it into here and it'll snug in really nicely. And then you'll notice at the end, it comes with several different attachments, but this is the one that you want for very obvious reasons, the size and the shape. No problem whatsoever because obviously larger things have come out, so this won't be a problem. And then what you're going to do once you do your prep, you're going to use either organic coconut oil or olive oils. Well, you'll have a way to, either put it on a paper towel. Everything's got to be sterile, so you'll be clever about doing that. And then all you're doing is basically, you'll know that you didn't do it right when you start to have, when it's not comfortable, but, the body shape and this kind of fit together very naturally. So you don't have to insert it all the way, just a couple inches, and you will be good to go. Literally good to go. Love that. And the nice thing is the bucket also comes with a hook. So then you can hook it up on, a towel rack. You can hook it up on shower curtain in the shower. And because the bucket has a flat bottom, it's great because you can put it on a countertop, or some people use the bathtub. And so with the lower gravity flow, you could rest it on the flange around the bathtub. So you've got quite a few different options with it. Personally, I like it on the towel rack, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you decide, you can use, lay down on a bath mat, you can do the floor, and get a comfy little pillow, and a lot of people probably bring their phones. Some people do meditations. I'm not able to do that during it. Some people also like when they start out, they do it in the bottom of the bathtub because until you get used to this hook, turning it on and off and how things spray, you know, you can have some issues with wall decoration that you don't plan. But the biggest thing, if I can tell you right now, before we get too far along, is when you fill this, be sure once you filled up the container to let some of the water out into the bathtub so there's no air bubble, okay? And then make sure you close your clip. And then as you're getting ready to do the process and you've finished and you've cleaned it all up and everything, you've sterilized everything, close the clip again before you put it away, or you're going to fill it with water and forget about it, and you're going to start to have, you know, some spray going all over the place. Again, you'll only do that once and you'll never do it again. But those are just small details, just things to kind of think about. What else can we talk with you about? The basic idea is that what this does is it stimulates the vagus nerve, and what that does is it puts you into a more parasympathetic state. Remember, that's that rest and digest state. So it's not uncommon for people to mention that this is, believe it or not, their favorite time of day, because it does. It's a mechanical cleansing, but it's also an emotional reset with the parasympathetic nerve. So that one's fantastic. Another biggie is what this does is it stimulates the liver to create more glutathione, which is 700 times greater increased by doing the coffee enema. So that is huge. And I think that's part of the feel-good reason that people were feeling when they were going through this process. And the other thing it does is it's going to help get that bile flow increased and move and offload toxins more easily. So it's again a really great process, and we talk with you guys about it particularly if you're on a parasite cleanse. It's really going to help to move out things more efficiently. So once you make your water ratio or your coffee formula, basically it's 3 tablespoons to 8 ounces of water. But what the instructions will show you, there's a whole process to go through. But when it's all said and done, you'll end up, if you're going to do a full amount of an enema to fill the 32 ounces in the bucket, you'll use the large container with the 32 ounces. And basically, it'll be about 8 ounces of your coffee formula. And then the rest will be either distilled water, or if you guys have machines, you could put a 7.0 in it. And you can experiment even with 11.5, because when you do colonics, you can use 11.5 for colonics. So you can experiment with that. So if you're doing a full round, you could do 36 ounces. Obviously, starting out, we would recommend that you only use the formula and only do 16 ounces. So that means you'd fill about half of the bucket, just so that your body can get used to it. And to be honest, when you start, do some rounds with just pure water. And again, the water, no matter what you're doing, it's going to be at room temperature. You want it comfortable for your body. I'll make it just a couple degrees warmer. I just put my finger in and I could tell it's the right temperature. You would never want it too cold or anything, because that can kind of cause a little cramping. So, you know, room temperature on these. And do a couple rounds really truly with just clean water, because you want to get used to the process. You want to get used to how to use your on and off clicker there. And it's not a bad idea before you finally do one of these that you do a clean water one first to kind of open up the colon, and then you'll have a better success with your flush with using the coffee. And when you start out, the goal is that you can hold it you just do a very gentle fill. Everything's got to be really gentle. And if you only fill a little bit and you've got to get up and release, then get up and release. Don't worry about it. But each time as you try to fill up a little bit more and hold it comfortably, you've got a success. If you can only make 1 minute, that's successful. But as soon as you make 3 minutes, the entire body's circulation of blood flow, the whole body has had a full round of circulation in 3 minutes. So that means you've already improved your flow for your liver and your bile in 3 minutes. The overall goal is 15 minutes. I'm going to be honest, I haven't made it up to that, but I'm going to also be honest, I don't ever give myself enough time to do it right. So I need to work on that, but I can usually do 10 to 12 minutes. So the goal is 1 minute, then try for 3 minutes, then try for 5 or 6, then 9, then 12, then 15. Just see what you can do. Again, don't worry about making the 15 minutes. Whatever you do, I feel a huge improvement just doing it for 7 or 8 minutes. So it's all great. What else can I tell you that would be helpful? So overall, this is going to be a mechanical cleanse for you, so that will be fantastic. You can also apply, like it's great to do a castor oil pack the night that you've done a coffee enema. So remember, we talked about that Queen of Thrones. You can look that one up, and if that's something you're interested in, that's a great duo. There's also a castor oil, it looks almost like a deodorant, where you can actually rub the castor oil roller over this right side of your liver, and you can just do that, you know, like an hour before you even do the coffee enema, or again at night, just put that castor oil on and see what you think. When you do lay down, and we were talking about either using towels or bath mats or whatever, always lay on your right hand side, because that's where your liver is. And what we're wanting to do with this is take advantage of gravity. So also when you start out, if you want to keep the flow lower and slower, this stays low. But as you want to have a more advanced and aggressive flow, you hook it up higher. So it's all a gravity feed, and you'll kind of figure this out as you get going. So those are kind of the main highlights that I can think of. Just know that people really report very favorable results with this. And on some of the community boards where people are reporting some of their favorite things they've done as far as cleansing, the coffee enema is way high up on a success rating. So anyway, so read the PDF that's attached. It's very detailed on how to make the coffee enema formula, and we're always here to support you. Thanks, you guys.